Was he right? Was he right? Was Erling right? Was Haaland right? Was he right? Before we get into it, before I get into my thoughts and feelings, okay? If you're on TikTok, hit that plus button, hit the share button. If you're on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, and leave your comments down below, because we're going to get into this video right now. I'm not sure if it's going to be a review, a preview, or a rant. It's going to be all of that. But you know what? Let's just start a few days ago. Because you'd think that I'd still be on a high. You'd think I'd still be jubilant about this win and how brilliant it was and how fantastic it was, and for the memes and stay humble and Skelly doing the celebration, you'd still think I'd be jubilant and be happy. But when you batter the defending champions 5-1, right? Clean them off the park. Injuries or not, we both teams had injuries. They are missing their key man, we're missing our key man, and this, that, and the other, bloody, bloody, blah. Whether, no matter how you want to crumble the cookie, you understand? No matter how you want to crumble it, we battered the defending champions 5-1. And when we know what our situation is, that we need attackers, when we know Saka's injured, been injured, Jesus been injured, and this transfer window was open, and we get to 11 p.m. yesterday and we make no signings, not one, and then you realize that you're just an Arsenal fan who was waiting all day for nothing. It wasn't transfer deadline day yesterday, it was just another Monday for the Arsenal. It was just another Monday, and you're like, why don't you ride that wave? It was a fantastic performance, everything around it. And when you know what, like, Liverpool are just going at it and they're being very efficient. And when you see scenes like this, and the game that Gabriel had, the game that Partey had, Skelly had, and Nwaneri's goal, all of that, and you're thinking, if we just add one final piece to this puzzle to give us that push for the rest of the season, and you add nothing. Now this picture is starting to hit me, maybe not you lot, but it's starting to hit me a little bit, because at the end of the day, what are we chasing? That is what we're chasing. Exactly what he is pointing at is what we are chasing. The Premier League title, to be champions. And with the same squad that we had last season, practically, with added additions of Marino, Calafiori, Sterling, this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. Are we any stronger than we were last season? No. Are Liverpool any stronger? Not necessarily. Pretty much the same. But the point is, we were meant to eclipse this team, this Liverpool team. We're meant to be clear of Man City. And we're meant to be confident that we're going to win the league. At least feel confident enough that we're going to do something. But the fact that we're in the same situation that we were last season, this time January last year, I'm going to bring out an interview I did last year on a very respectable channel. Right, I'll bring that interview out. But my point is, should we have stayed humble? Should we still be humble until we actually lift that title? Because this win is brilliant. But are we going to look back at on the end of the season, if we finish second, and be like, we beat the defending champions, but we didn't become champions? Do you know how mad that would be? And then the fact that we didn't sign a striker. Like, I should be confident for this game tomorrow at St. James's Park. I should be confident. But the fact that we didn't sign a striker, you have to remember, it's going to be a very different game. Now, in terms of the form guide, yes, we are unbeaten in our last, 14, 15 or whatever games we're unbeaten in. And I sound so ungrateful saying that. That is crazy. And it is a great achievement. But we need to be doing more to be winning this league. And then you look at Newcastle's form. They've lost their last 2 home games. And you would think that after a win like that against the defending champions, you'd think I'd be confident, even the fact that we didn't sign a striker yesterday. But these are the cold hard facts. Let me show you something. The last 2 times we played Newcastle in the last 4 months, we lost twice, scoring no goals. We lost away to them in November. We lost to them in the in the first leg. And if you remember in that game, we had a host of chances that we didn't take. We're not always going to get a 5-1 like City. We're not always going to get a 5-1. We're not always going to get a 4-0, 3-0, 6-0, this, that, and the other. We're not always going to take our chances. This is why I'm worried. Because what if we turn up to the park tomorrow and it's just, and there are just 3 chances in a game? Newcastle don't have to win the game, tomorrow. They don't have to win the game. But what if we have 3 clear chances tomorrow that we don't take? Because what if? At the end of the day, the situation is this. We go to St. James's Park tomorrow. We must get to that Carabao Cup final. I don't care what the scoreline is, but Mikel, you have to do a job. The players, you have to do a job. Because whether you like it or not, this squad is still good enough to beat Newcastle by enough goals to get to the final. Whether we do it or not, that'll be up to us. Okay? Because we shot ourselves in the foot by not signing a striker. We knew before. My prediction is going to be Arsenal 3, Newcastle 1. That will take us to extra time, and then we go from there. And we will see what happens. This team is still good enough to beat Newcastle, to get through to the final. Will we? We'll see. We will see. But make sure you like the video. Follow this TikTok page. And if you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you like the video. And we'll be back after the game to see what I go on. Arsenal. Oh, boy. These next 5 months. Woo, boy.